The new Defuse map Castello is coming to ranked and competitive in the next season, and so I'm making today's video as a guide for some nice spots to use on the coalition side when defending, because this map features a lot of cool angles unlike the other Defuse maps. But before we hop into this guide, if you could please like and sub to the channel, it's free and it helps me out a lot, and let's hop right into this video. So I wanted to start the video off with A site. Now there are a lot of cool angles you can utilize on the A site that might throw your opponents off, and the first one we will be looking at is this statue. Now this parkour is probably the hardest one featured in today's video, so I recommend practicing this one in a custom lobby or something, because if you can nail this jump consistently, then you can use this spot whenever you want. If you come up to this corner of sight, you can actually jump and land on the statue, and as long as you keep moving towards the middle of the statue, you can move around and position yourself in a better angle to defend. This angle actually does give you a cheeky angle to hold the A push, so you can probably catch some people off guard with it because they're not going to expect you to be up here. And a quick note for all of you, these wooden gates placed throughout the map actually aren't solid, so you can just shoot right through them without having to worry about wallbang damage and stuff. Just be careful when you're using the statue angle, because if you turn too much, you might fall off of it by accident. You can also use this angle on top of these boxes in the back of sight and also hold this peak through the wooden gates, but it's a much tighter angle and it's a lot harder to shoot your opponents when holding this, but it's still an extra potential angle you can use if you feel like it. Let's now take a look at mid, which has a lot of cool spots and angles to defend. So I'm sure most of you know about this corner over here, but you can actually use this spot to hold the mid rotation if your opponents are rotating from B. Now this angle is much more tight, and you have to keep in mind that you cannot wallbang through these brown parts of the railing, but once you get a clear line of vision on your opponents, if they're not peeking into this little hole anymore, you can still stand up and shoot them through these wooden gates, and once again, they're not solid objects, so you can just shoot right through them, no problem, easy peasy, and get some free kills on people rotating. Another cool angle for this area is jumping on top of this bush. Now this is probably better used in the later half of the round, but if you still want to hold the stairs bush, you can do so by jumping on top of this bush. Now if your opponents peek closer to the wall, then you don't get as much vision on them, so be prepared to wallbang them through the bushes once you see them. So I would recommend that you place your crosshair towards the bush instead of actually towards the open part of the stairs, because that way you'll have an easier time confirming the kill. The last angle for this garden area will be utilizing the bush again, but this time instead of standing on top of it, we're going to stand behind it. If you line up your crosshair with the entrance to this peak, you can actually hold the garden push from here. And when your opponents peek out, your crosshair is going to turn red, and at this point you can try to shoot them through the bush, or you can stand up and just get a clear shot, but either way, you can catch them off guard and get the information before they know you're there with this angle. The next angle is going to take us towards the middle of the map, and it's going to be by these stairs. So this is more of a fun fact, I guess, than a crazy angle, but if you come up to the very top and crouch while keeping your head down, then your opponents actually won't be able to see you when they rotate through mid. You have to be standing all the way in the back here just to actually get vision on someone playing this angle, but overall you really won't be able to see them if you're just, hugging the wall close. Now obviously this doesn't work for people all the way in breach spawn side of mid, but for your opponents that are going for a quick mid rotation, you might be able to catch them off guard with this angle. To wrap up the video, we'll be going to B site. Now there aren't really any super cool angles because B site is a bit more stale, I guess you could say, than the rest of the map, but I still found this nice little off angle that you can use in the back of sight. If you jump on these rails, you can hold the B cross from an angle that your opponents might not think to clear when they push B. If you found this video to be useful, then please leave a like and subscribe because it helps out the channel a lot. I'll also be releasing a full utility guide on this map once it reaches ranked and competitive, so you can all have the best smokes, flashes, and nades to help with your pushes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.